Hi Marina, how are you?
Hello, Alexis. I'm doing very well today. It's Friday, so I'm very excited about the weekend. I actually had a 4 day week because I went to a concert and I got to see BTS live in Madrid. So it's been so long since I had like a 4 week um, like week to work, and yes, it's very exciting, and I have a lot of plans and projects that I started working on
Mhm.
for this summer. So I think this is going to be probably my last um, one day off for this summer. But yes, I'm very happy that I have a full head of work and clients, and yes, everything is going just as I imagined. And how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. There is a lot of sun here on Paris, so yeah, maybe too hot sometime, but yeah, a lot of sun, so it's really cool. Yeah, we were interesting about your profile, Marina. You have a huge amount of followers on Nano on LinkedIn. Sorry, more than 80K, which is insane. You are also one of the top first creators on North Macedonia on LinkedIn, according to Favicon, as you told me. So it's insane. Since how many time have you started to make LinkedIn content?
I started LinkedIn a couple of years ago, but when I first started, I made like a huge break, 6 months or 9 months, um, and then I restarted it again. However, I started LinkedIn just because at the time I heard that building a personal brand is gonna get you a lot further in searching for clients, and in looking for the right people, in sharing personal experience. And it's not going to be the same as just sharing an experience or CV or on a platform like
Mm-hmm.
Fiverr or Upwork. So of course, LinkedIn, I used LinkedIn in the beginning as sharing my experience and skills and everything that I've been learning along the way, and of course be able to find clients and to work with clients. But my first experience on social media was what actually started when I was in Paris, when I was working as an English nanny in Paris. And at that time, I actually was able to convince the agency owner of the nanny agency that they needed social media presence. So we agreed that I'm going to be the one that's going to manage their LinkedIn and Facebook profile. So that was the first experience, and it was actually about had nothing connected to LinkedIn. It was actually
Mm-hmm.
all connected to other social media platforms.
Okay, nice. So you started with you were working as a nanny for a group, and this group needed some social media management. That's right?
Oh no, it's not a group. It's they. I actually worked for a if yes, I can say this absolutely. So it's one of the most premium s- um nanny agency in Paris. So
Okay.
I convinced them that they needed social media presence such as LinkedIn, such as Facebook and Instagram profile. So I was actually the one that started posting on their behalf, creating
Mm-hmm.
posts, creating videos, creating all the content formats we needed to post on social media. So I was actually their social media manager.
Okay. Okay, nice. And like that's where you started to bring some client to them. Is it something that they make that allowed them to grow on social media and maybe increase their revenue or not?
Yeah, of course. So the goal was first to build visibility then trust, and of course, another goal was to get more of the two sides, which was get more nannies to work on their in their agency and get more
Mm-hmm.
families that would get to know more about their agency and how they can, of course, use their services, like get nannies for their children. So yes, we've been able to achieve all the goals. But however, just after 6 months of working this job, I decided to quit because I felt that I was on a journey that was far more important than working as a nanny. That's why I started being very consistent on LinkedIn, and I gave myself 6 months, another 6 months, to try everything that I can to find LinkedIn clients, to work on LinkedIn, because at the time I've cracked the code for myself. So if I've done it for myself, I thought that it would be easy to do it for other people. So that's exactly what I did. I gave myself 6 months to do it the right way, to find clients, and to actually start freelancing and to understand if this could work. And after 6 months, I was able to find clients, and LinkedIn was already performing very, very good for me. So, in such a short time, I was able to grow my followers, get a lot of authority, and yes, like in just 1 year, I was already like the number one creator in Macedonia, which was very, very interesting for me because it was telling me the fact that it was just a start, but you can already see that it's gonna be taken a lot much further than what we see right now.
Yeah, at this moment where you were like a nanny, um, have you already have like a small audience, like 5K followers or 10K followers, or you it was the beginning for you?
I already started. So the first 6 months of working as a nanny, I was doing both. I was building the personal brand, but I was
Mm-hmm.
also working as a nanny. So these first 6 months, I was able to already build a audience. I don't remember, but I think it was around five to 12K, something like that. It was going very, very fast in the beginning. To be honest, right
Okay.
now it's not the same LinkedIn than it used to be like a couple of years ago. You need a lot more effort and a lot more very, very good content to grow followers.
Okay, and from 0 to 10K followers in LinkedIn, how much time does it take for you?
Yeah. For me, it was probably uh around 6 months, 7 months, something like that. I was
Okay, okay,
posting
yeah.
like very often. I was testing everything at the moment, so I was testing the platform, the content formats, everything that was working. And at that time, to be honest, it was very, very easy to grow on followers. Like a couple of years back, it was much easier to grow on followers than it is today.
Yeah, and like I've just seen a shift between the algorithm like 4 years ago and the algorithm nowadays. Because
Mhm.
you tell me that there is a huge change between the the number of followers that could increase regarding that. So yeah, how does it change right now?
Yeah, so regarding algorithm, to be honest, no one knows the exact um, things that are happening and the exact things that are changing. We only know just, 1 or 2% of what's actually happening, not more than that. But um, before you could even share a post that was like a testing post, like a not so great post, and it would perform. It was strange. Like everyone would comment, would engage, would support. Of course, you would need to spend time on it. It's not like it's so easy. But now, even though some people are creating very good content, we can still see it's not performing it as it would have performed 3 years ago. That's what I'm trying to say. It's now because LinkedIn is right now giving more priority to video content. You need to create two types of content that's very, very important for LinkedIn. One of one of these kinds of content is personal storytelling, and personal storytelling. I would argue, because some people would say, "Oh, personal storytelling is the number one content on LinkedIn." I would argue because I was able to find the most clients through my educational content the first
Hmm.
time. Well, like 2 years ago, the most popular content format was were carousels. So I was posting carousels all the time, and I was able to find clients because of carousels, so because of my educational content. However, right now we can see some some shift of it, and more people are starting to post more personal content, and personal content can take them so far. However, you always have the people that are, for example, like me, that are mixing the content formats. So I'm posting personal content, I'm posting educational content, and I'm posting proof content. So let's break down all of them. Personal content is very important because it shows what kind of a person you are, what kind of values you are, what kind of stories, and all of these things that you are sharing are relatable to other people as well. So that's important content pillar to have from your LinkedIn strategy. However, educational content is here um, to help people understand what you do and how can you educate people and how deep can you go in your expertise. And this is where people trust you. You build authority. um, People trust your abilities and skills, and they understand that you are good at what you do. And then I use the third content pillar, which is proof content pillar, which is showing showcasing actually the results that I've been able to achieve for my clients or for myself. So that's the third one. I've been able to mix all of them really well. They work both um, for my strategy. Um, if I would start today, I would test them. I would never say, "Oh, just post personal stories. Oh, just post educational content. Oh, just post proof content." I would never say someone to just post one type of content. I would always advise this person to test different content formats and then decide which which content pillar is working better and what kind of topics are working better for this person. Because sometimes in the beginning we have so many topics we want to talk about, and that's like, wow, we think that's a very smart idea, but in the end we should test a couple of them and have um, work with our positioning and work with the topics that are going to be more broader and more niche, and then decide what kind of topics and content pillars are going to work, and then start posting more of what actually works. That's how you will understand your positioning and content strategy, and then you can answer the question of what kind of content to post more of.
Okay, and according to you, is there any link between the number of people that increase on LinkedIn and that are posting or really often, and like the algorithm change? But do you think that's because of the competition, that there is more people that create content on LinkedIn? Maybe we heard a lot about bullshit content. That just make a lot of noise on LinkedIn, but that are not really relevant for the audience. Do you think
Mhm.
that there is any
Mhm.
link between these two factors?
Well, this is a very, very good question, because I was thinking about this just before I went to a trip. And I think it makes sense. It absolutely makes sense. You can say so many people, to be honest, with bullshit content that are winning on LinkedIn.
Mm.
That's one way. But then I will break it down to you why it works. Okay, I'm just gonna. I was thinking about this, and I really want to talk about this as well. So, you know, there are people like me that really care about the content. Okay, I really care about what I'm posting. I really care about my audience. I really care about educating and sharing a lot of my personal stuff. So that's me because I care about what kind of brand I'm building. I care about what kind of how people perceive me and
Mm-hmm.
how am I sharing my values online. But there is the other type of people that would just like to grow on LinkedIn. They just like to grow an audience and will do anything to 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 do that. They won't care about if they're posting memes or if they're posting um, or if they're posting ChatGPT images, or if they're posting things like all the time inspirational kind of posts, like that with phrases and quotes that we've heard like thousands of times. Okay, and people are like, wow, we think it's very nice. Okay, I'm not judging to the point I where I think it will work on LinkedIn. This bullshit like content works on LinkedIn because it's so broad, right? This is so broad. So you have so many people that can relate to that, okay? You have so many people that can relate to that. And I have seen, to be honest, I have seen, I've worked a couple of times with my positioning, with talking about different content, different kind of systems. So I have seen that when we go a little bit uh, broader, with a broader positioning, for example, from tomorrow, I will start talking about marketing in general, not about LinkedIn. You will see that it's I will have much bigger audience because it's a much broader uh, audience, and there will be more people that can relate to what I'm going to say. So even if I started from tomorrow to start posting bullshit content about marketing, there will be more and more people that will follow me. So that
Okay.
strategy actually works. I've seen on so many accounts.
Okay, interesting. And yeah, how many times are you posting per week?
Right now, I'm posting 3 times per week. Sometimes I go with 4 times per week. But the goal for me is to actually start posting every day. I mean, every day from Monday to Friday. Because, as I said, I will be testing a new strategy on LinkedIn. So for like, for so long, I've been posting only 3 times per week, which is actually very good. But I feel like I'm still like leaving some empty room to topics that I really want to talk about. And yes, I would definitely would love to start posting 5 times per week. And I think that can be done in just a few weeks from now to test that strategy. So when I test it out, I'm gonna tell you how it works out.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I'd love to know that. Another question I'm asking a lot to the people I interview is, um, yeah, like, do you start? Do you have any system that allow you to post a lot, or you are really regarding the quality of the content you are posting, or you sometimes have some tools to help you doing the content? Are you using a specific tool? Are you using like cloud skills?
Yeah,
What would be
yeah,
your tool to help you posting and publishing on LinkedIn?
yeah. Okay. So I've tested so many tools, to be honest. Um, and I think tools are very good. Um, I usually get my post inspiration by recent events. Um, or how would I love so if it's education type of content or proof kind of content, it's been inspired by recent events. So
Mm-hmm.
I try to connect my recent personal experience with a lesson or a mistake or something that you know what how it actually impacted my life. That's why I think it would impact other people. So that's because of recent personal experiences. Same about proof content. So if I had like a client success, if I've achieved something very nice for a client, I would always pack it into a post and post it on LinkedIn. But for educational type of content, what helps me really good is actually get inspiration on LinkedIn, or I think about to solve some kind of a pain point. And what it helps me actually is visualize the idea, like visualize idea in a way, how can I create this idea in an infographic or carousel or some kind of, an educational type of content, so people would, can easily implement it, can easily use it, and whenever they see it, it's like, oh, I understand it right away, I can use it right away, I can save it, I really want to pack it in a way that it's going to be really easy and understandable for my audience. But however, regarding of tools that I'm using right now, I'm actually using right now for content writing Stanley, which is very good. It's very good. I would recommend it to anyone. Um, Other than that, I've been tested. I have tested so many tools about design stuff, like Nano Banana, which is working for some things, some very simple graphics, depending on also on industries and categories. I would not recommend it for LinkedIn, to be honest. I see it can create something, but for me, I would never post a Nano Banana post, what it would actually create. That's for Nano Banana. I think ChatGPT is getting really good with images and creating graphics. Claude, I've tested Claude for some things. I've been able to build a funnel, I've been able to build a website, but then with Claude, maybe I haven't tested it long enough to create decent graphic. However, some people say that using the right prompts and using the right way, they've been able to create some very good graphics. uh, the same says my husband, because he's a designer. He says you can create. I've been showing him my designs on LinkedIn, and he says you can create that with Cloud or with using a tool. I'm like, how? I'm like searching for a way. That's why regarding design, I always choose my designer and myself, which is using Canva or Figma as tools. So this is not an AI tool, but this is like the old traditional way, which you can never go wrong.
Yeah, if you want to test for really simple images, the best in my opinion is ChatGPT. ChatGPT Image 2.0. That's the best. Like they really destroyed Nano Banana in terms of details. Like
Yeah,
that's really easy to make really good quality of images with ChatGPT. And for like like you said, graphics or presentation that needs like different slides, like you can, or even carousels. Um, Claude for Claude design works really well. So not using only Claude, but using Claude design. I haven't tested a lot, but the short time I spent on it was like insane. They have a really good quality of images, graphics, so it works really well. Yeah, another
yeah.
question I have for you is we heard a lot that when you have from 0 to 10K followers, we have to talk about a specific subject, and when we grow from 10K to 80K, 100K followers, we can have a lot of variety, a lot of different topics we can talk about. Do you think do you agree first with that? And do you think that it's useful to have a specific niche with a small number of followers and then expand your number of subjects?
Oh wow. Uh, ooh, I think that it depends on the industry.
Hmm.
Um, but from experience, um, clients that have um, mm, I would not say very specific.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be very hard to go very specific on a subject until 10K. I would say you can be specific about on in details and in expertise, but I would never go like very specific, just like talking about like I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, just one very, very, very small thing in a in a whole area. I think it's going to be very hard because from experience I've had clients that would, like, for example, about SEO. I've had a client in SEO and we've covered a lot of the educational topics about the SEO. His
Okay.
posts were great. Like he said, like hundreds plus posts, like 400 plus likes, 600 plus likes. He was very good. Like, and he had like something like 3,000, 4,000 followers. So we would never like go very specific about, just one very specific part of the, for example, of SEO. So it was SEO marketing in general. I would say do more general stuff, but make it so good that people would like, people would say like, who is that? Like, how can he do it so good? Like, I would say create really good posts, like spend time on creating very good stuff. Of course. So right now, um, my only advice would be to go a little bit more general, a bit more broader, but then in the end, going a little bit more broader will help you understand which topics you can cover, and then you can start talking more of that. So because imagine if you just go in one topic, one area, and then in the end you will like lose all of the potential to understand what else could be could work for you. So imagine if you go just one thing and it doesn't work. What would you do? You will say like, oh, this strategy is not going to work, I'm going to quit LinkedIn. But you're
Mm-hmm.
leaving a full table of potential. So you need to go a little bit more general, but make your topics very good, very deep, very, 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 very good. Like, um, very, very good. It all depends on how good your posts are.
Okay, great. You're doing a lot of freelance job right now. Is you're working as a social media manager for a lot of brand. You told me, right?
Yeah, I'm working. I would not say as a social media manager right now. It's a
Okay.
more of a social media strategist. So I am more like a LinkedIn growth expert. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
working in general social media anymore right now. I'm only focused on LinkedIn and LinkedIn growth, LinkedIn authority, um, LinkedIn lead generation, anything related to LinkedIn, to be honest. And my work is you can work me in two ways. The first one and most popular is a done for you package, where actually I take all of the things and I create the strategy, the content pillars, the engagement, the outreach, the inbound, outbound outreach, and profile optimization. So everything that needs to be working for your LinkedIn profile. I take care of everything because I have a team that's helping me do it the right way. And the second way is actually where I would coach you to do the same thing but yourself. You need to do the execution for the second package.
Okay. Okay. Nice. And what's your type of client? Is it like founders? Is it people that are also freelance in a specific subject? What's the typical client, the ICP?
Yeah, so a typical client is a person that's a founder usually. um, Founders, I don't care about the country. I only care about if I only care about a couple of industries that have proven from my experience and from the experience of others to work on LinkedIn, like SaaS companies, uh, mm, companies that are selling services, marketing, some kind of products as well. So you have all kind of like industries and people on LinkedIn. However, I'm working with founders and usually that are looking to build their personal brand and reach their goals like lead generation, get more authority, get more followers, and all that kind of stuff. However, I
Okay,
was also
nice.
working with freelancers just 1 year ago. Um, I have worked with freelancers where I've actually built some kind of academies for them. But in the end, I've really decided to stick with founders because I think they're much better audience to work with. And in the future, I will think about if I would like to stick with founders or I would like to um, work with freelancers again.
Okay, nice. And are you only make social media strategy for LinkedIn, or you also working on Instagram sometimes, or you do you think also that that's an interesting question. Do you think that LinkedIn angle, so marketing angle that we can share to a brand or a founder that want to expand his personal brand? Do you think that the marketing angle that we have on LinkedIn could be exported on TikTok or Instagram, or is it something totally different? And do you manage this type of thing?
I don't manage Instagrams, but
Okay.
I do think it's a completely different kind of thing. For example, to be honest, I think on LinkedIn and Instagram are quite different things. First of all, people on LinkedIn are there for fun, to laugh, and they always, or to educate, of course. So they always love to see videos that are, that can hook them up like right away. They can grab their attention right away. So first of all, we have different content formats. You don't usually see a lot of videos on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, you see more of educational kind of posts and a personal type of post. But on Instagram, it's all about videos and reels, to be honest. Sometimes it's also about posts, but that can rarely work. Um, so the strategy is completely different. On Instagram, is all about figuring out the best way how to grab their attention in the first second, which is
Mm-hmm.
quite different on LinkedIn. It's not always about grabbing the attention, but on how bigger the impact you can do with your post and how much more relatable can it be to other people. Um, so I actually wanted to share some kind of an experience some kind of like a side project experience that I've tested the past 7 days on Instagram. So on Instagram, I created a complete new um, account that was all about just sharing all of the concert videos that I had, and
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to. I didn't have any kind of expectation at all. I just wanted to put all of my videos in one account, one place, so whenever I want to see them again, I can come and just scroll them. And then I got like over 100,000 views in less than 7 days just on that account. I think there are like around 12 videos that are posted right now, which is a huge, like, it's huge. It's actually, oh no, it's actually over 20 posts that are posted. And it was like, it was helping me understand that Instagram works on hooks and on grabbing attention on the first second. So if the video starts like very powerful, like people were like, "Oh wow, it's already like very interesting, very insightful, very impactful." People will like engage and comment and see the video. So I think it's the access to get to more people on Instagram is easier if you know how the platform works and if you know how to get attention.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Um, is there a lot of clients that ask you how to go viral on LinkedIn, and what's your best answer for that? Because there is a lot of um, people that want the best strategy on LinkedIn, that always want to have the best type of content, the best idea, and that want to go viral, even with LinkedIn experts. Uh, they just they think that they will have the answer. What's your answer regarding that? Because it's of course not easy to know which content will go viral? Do you have a typical answer for this question?
So first of all, to answer you the first part, no, my clients don't ask me about
Okay.
going viral because going viral is usually mostly about impressions and vanity metrics. So my clients usually care about other metrics, which is pipeline growth and more leads, of
Okay.
course, more revenue. However, going viral has you don't know when it's going to happen. To be honest, I've had clients gone viral from posts that I've never expected the post to go viral. So you don't know. I cannot answer that question, but usually. Going viral still have some kind of patterns, to be honest. So some of kind of a patterns could be some very very interesting like experience, personal experience that it's not usual, it doesn't happen every day. Like for example,
Mm-hmm.
for me, like the post that I posted about getting married. So it doesn't happen every day, so people naturally would engage in comments, so the post would go viral. So that's one case. I've had another client that have gone viral from another post that was about um, inspirational post, something about remote work, and people were
Mm-hmm.
like engaging and commenting like crazy. So it got like over, I think, 3,000 likes, something like that. And you have all these kind of posts. I have also
Mm-hmm.
clients that have gone viral from education type of content. So it was all like depending on the post, but it has to be like some drastic transformation. So the post would go viral. Okay.
Okay, nice. Okay, interesting. I thought this question um, could be more oftenly asked. So interesting. Okay. Do you plan to go on Instagram, or are you planning to stay on LinkedIn only? What's your strategy regarding that?
I would love to go LinkedIn or on Instagram. I uh, I would love to do it. I can do it this summer. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I have so many people around me that are on Instagram, and they've been telling me to go on Instagram as well. So I've decided as well that this summer I'm gonna work on my Instagram account as well.
Okay, congratulations for that. Um, what's your next objective? So it's maybe Instagram, or you have other objective regarding maybe the 5 years that will come. What would be the next objective for you?
Oh, there are too many to be honest. But however, I have a couple of objectives to get to um, 100,000 LinkedIn followers, to start my Instagram account. I don't care how
Mm-hmm.
fast I'm going to grow. I just care about starting and sharing more of my everyday life
Mm-hmm.
and more of my personal life. I have a goal um, in the next 10 years to finish my house. I'm right now building my house. I have I have two side projects that will happen in the next few months. The first one is going to be more about changing who am I going to get for a client for LinkedIn, which is going to be more of a creators, I think, less than of less of founders, because I've understood that what I enjoy the most about my work is actually creating content. So I would love to help more creators create content, more quality content. So that was my only. I wanted to test it out. I'm not saying that, oh, I'm just gonna exchange to the other people right away. So that's one way. And the other one is actually try to um, try to create a couple of um, some kind of like academy webinars, whatever, about um, a topic where I would share most of it's going to be like a packed academy about freelancing or LinkedIn, and I would still love to create something that's going to be much different from what we have, because I feel that this market is too saturated with people having two same offers, two same things. So I would love to think about a way, an approach that I can create. It's going to be different. It's going to be helpful and easier to implement. So yeah, these are a couple of things that I'm looking forward to and I'm very excited about.
Nice, nice. And do you have any like LinkedIn creator inspiration? Are you do you take a lot of inspiration from top creators or maybe micro creators that have a lot of creativity? Um, do you have someone that you follow a lot and that inspire your content?
I have so many. I have so many of the people that I love interacting with their content. I love their life. I love their businesses. So a couple of them that I really love are Lara Costa, Jasmine Ali, Nick Brokema, Magali Dero, Daniel Kohelman, Fatima Khan. Who else? Like I have so many of them. Like they've been my friends and they've been helping me, supporting me, and following my journey from even some of them from day one. So I'll be always here um, to support them however I can. And with some of them, I have actually been able to see them live when I went last time to London, and it was great. It's I've also started and found a way how to build relationships outside of LinkedIn as well.
Okay, nice. And I think is there from one of them um, do you think that that one of those people have like huge value to bring on a podcast or that could be interesting to interview also here?
Well, to be honest, the way I'm saying it, every one of the person that I've mentioned can
Okay.
bring huge value to the podcast. But if I have to mention one person that's been standing out lately, it's definitely Fatima Khan, because she's been running quite a different business from everyone else, and it's about LinkedIn events, live events in London. So I think that could
Mhm.
be quite an interesting experience to hear on the podcast.
Okay, nice. Good to know. I will maybe ask for to ask her to join this podcast. It could be insane. Thanks a lot, Marina, for this interview. It was great. We have a lot of content from you. You bring a lot of value on the podcast regarding your expertise, your advice. So really, really helpful, I think, for the people that want to grow on LinkedIn. It could be interesting for them. So thanks for that.